I feel like we're being put on. I feel like it's a joke, but it isn't. It's a
For realsies.
One of my idols. One of the guys that I think of when I think of just awesome. He's a top fiver on there, and he's on the phone with us. This can't be real. It's Nicolas Cage, everybody. Nicolas Cage, are you there?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for inviting me on your show.
This is an awesome deal to have you on the show, and I have to tell you that you, sir, are one of my idols.
Oh, well, thank you for watching my movies.
No problem. And the reason you're one of my idols is because you've had almost every hot Hollywood Supergirl either on you or naked with you or you're kissing them, which is a great thing about acting is you get to pretend like you're pretending.
I have been very fortunate to work with some of the most attractive and talented actresses in the universe. I must admit I'm blessed in that department.
Absolutely blessed in that department. And I have to also tell you that you've infiltrated my life because when I try to pretend or get emotional, I do something I call get cagey. Which is like we do little videos for the station sometimes, and the guy who usually is taping me do them says you're doing it again, and I find that when we watch the video back, I'll start going, "Hey, you're listening to KUPD, baby girl," and I start acting like you to be to try because that's how I see acting.
I feel very honored that you would think of me in that way, and thank you for doing that.
Now, do you call everybody baby girl in real life? Because that's how I picture you saying. Because it's just
not
cool.
Anymore. Maybe about 20 years ago, but not so much anymore.
For my sake, can you call me baby girl throughout the interview?
You will always be my baby girl.
That's what I wanted. That's all I needed. Yes. Beautiful. Yeah. So what's going on in Nicolas Cage's life outside Ghost Rider 2's coming out, and you got that. And what's happening? Because there's a lot of news about you saying, who knows what's going on for you. You had to sell a castle. You're doing.
I'll tell you what's going on for me outside of Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Everything right now is Spirit of Vengeance. I have been consumed by this for the last month and a half.
Did you really have to sell a castle?
This is something that's old news. I mean, it happened a while ago. I do not have any castles in my life.
Yeah,
it seems like I'm always connected to either castles or comic books or cars. I mean, but no, I have no castles, no comic books, and I have a Dodge Ram pickup truck.
Awesome. See, that's kind of an awesome thing. And I kind of wonder, like, from your perspective, when something is so personal and it bleeds out into TMZ and everybody knows about, like, whatever is happening in your life, I always take it with a grain of salt that there's 7,000 things I'm being told. One's probably true.
Keep that grain of salt. You know, I mean, these guys have a job to do, and they do it. But you're really right to take it with a grain of salt. I mean, not everything you read is true, and I know you already know that.
Yeah, because the thing about the castle was what really sparked me, because I'm like, there's no possible way you get a real estate agent, you put up a sign. How do you sell a castle?
There was a time in my life when I was interested in that. I liked old architecture, and I wanted to experience it, but I don't. It's a time that's come and gone.
Yeah. So what do you do for fun?
Well, right now, I have a very stringent life insurance contract for the next 5 years, so my fun has been radically reduced. I'm not allowed to ride motorcycles unless I'm working. I'm not allowed to go scuba diving. I'm not allowed to hang glide. Basically, I consign myself to spending time with my family and reading books when I can.
And that's, I guess, all right by you.
That is fine. There's plenty of great books to read. I mean, I do hope to get a bike again one day and be able to go flat out on a highway, but that's a few years out yet.
Yeah. Now, what is your favorite? This is one I always want to know. What's your favorite Nicolas Cage movie people really don't know about? Because you've been in 1,000 movies. What's one that? Because I got one that I want to see how you feel about it, but I want your answer first.
I really liked Face Off and Vampire's Kiss and Adaptation. These are movies that spark to me, but I don't watch my movies anymore. When I make a movie, I look at it one time just because everybody worked very hard on it, and then I move on.
Right, because Vampire's Kiss is my favorite Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh, very cool. No, thank you. That one I am fond of because it was such an early period in my career. I had just done Moonstruck, and from there I went against my agent at the time's wishes and went right into Vampire's Kiss because I thought it was a wonderfully punk rock kind of experience. And he was like, "No, you're not really going to put cheap plastic fangs in your mouth." mouth, are you? And I said, yeah, I really think I am. This script is not like anything I've ever read before. I've got to have a go at it.
And you deliver in that one beyond. I mean, it's so like I say, cagey. And by the way, you haven't called me baby girl for a while. It's so wildly cagey. Yeah, no, it's everything you want from Nicolas Cage and a performance on top. It's perfect.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks for watching it, and I hope more people will discover it. I guess now with the advent of YouTube and all these sort of like montages that they have, they keep hearkening back to Vampire's Kiss, so maybe more people will discover that movie now.
Have you ever seen the picture that was on the internet of you and the Civil War guy?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to be polite when I say this. I think he looks pretty slowed down.
I guess because I'm looking at it right now. So what you're saying is he's the special Nicolas Cage.
He's the slowed Nicolas Cage.
Like if they did I Am Sam 2, this is the thing that you do makeup for.
I think he would be good for that.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Did it spark your curiosity? Do you think you even look like the guy?
I mean, there is a resemblance. I'll give him that. I don't know. I mean, he may be a long-lost ancestor, but right. I'm certainly not a vampire because of that photograph.
Yeah, and that was my next question.
Of 21 chromosomes.
Yeah, we call him 21 Cage. That's how.
The only thing, people seem to love the idea of thinking of me as a vampire right now. I don't know why that is. I guess vampires are popular with Twilight and all that, and they need to pick somebody to be their vampire. But, I swear I get up in the morning and I look in the mirror and I just wish I did not have a reflection. But I do.
So another question I had for you, because, again, I'm not going to have a lot of time. Kick-Ass 2. Kick-Ass is one of the best action superhero movies ever made beyond Batman or anything else. Just a classically awesome story. Your character in that steals the show. Awesome deal. Are they going to do another one?
Well, I heard talk about it. I certainly won't be in it.
You can't do it.
Dead, but in that character. but I had fun making that movie. Matthew Vaughn, the director, he showed me he wanted to see if I wanted to wear a black utility belt or a yellow one that looked just like the one that Adam West wore in the original TV show in the 60s. And I said, well, we've got to go with that. And why stop there? Why don't we just have him imitate Adam West when he's in character?
It was phenomenal and hilarious and kind of dark in its own weirdness. But I think maybe in Kick-Ass 2, just so your character comes back, we find out you didn't die in the fire. You just were, quote, slowed down.
Well, now that's a movie I would make.
There you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. No, it's just absolutely. And you're an Oscar winner. How does that feel with the Oscars right around the corner? What is the feeling you get? Nominated, or is it something that everybody kind of blows up outside of the world of motion pictures and thinks it's such a big...
I mean, it's always nice to be recognized by your peers, and that was a wonderful night. But I think that it's very hard to say anyone is the best performance. It's not like an Olympic race. I mean, art is always subjective. People get different things from different characters. I mean, the only way you could really do it and have it be fair is if everybody played the same part, and then you judged which one made you feel the most.
What movie do you wish you were in? Any part of any time.
That's a good question. I mean, it's been brought to the public's attention that I did not act in Lord of the Rings, which it's true that they offered me one of the parts in that movie, and I couldn't do it because at the time I was actively involved raising my family, and I couldn't go to New Zealand for 3 years. But the truth is, if I had been in the movie, I wouldn't watch it because I don't look at my own movies, and so now I get the true enjoyment of watching those movies annually because I'm an enormous fan of those movies.
So in a way, Lord of the Rings, if things had worked out, would be the one you're like, man, I kind of wish I could have.
I would have loved to have been a part of it, but again, I wouldn't have the vicarious experience of watching it as a film enthusiast. So I kind of like it the way it is.
You know how stupid my answer is? I would say The Rock. Because I get to hang out with Sean Connery and Vanessa Marcil. How much more do you need ever in your life?
Well, Sean is I think of him kind of like an uncle. I mean, I love him, and I consider him to be a great friend, and he's somebody that I just was thrilled to work with.
Yeah. Now, I always picture him kind of to be a little bit dirty, like, you know, I would have pushed it through the floor, boyo. Where were you with Vanessa Marcel?
It's funny because, like, I have a cell phone, and I can't, it doesn't always work. Like, if I'm in the Bahamas, for some reason it goes on the blink, and he'll tell me, I tried to call you, and your cell phone is fucking mystical.
Dang it. I want to keep that on the air. I have to dump that. Nicolas Cage just said the F-bomb on our show.
Awesome.
Man, we need to get rid of this FCC nonsense. That was a great moment.
Well, you can bleep that, can't you?
Yeah, I bleeped it. But I would rather have people just be able to hear grown-up words. You know, it doesn't bother me at all, and it shouldn't bother anyone else.
Yeah,
You know?
guy.
There you go. Okay, we got to wrap up. They're telling us to wrap up. Nicolas Cage, would you like to share with us the last time that you had a moment that makes you feel like one of us, where you were struggling to not have an accident in your pants?
Not have a what?
Yeah, not having. We always ask people this because you're a superstar and we're normal people, so we like to make you feel like you're, normal again. When was the last time Nicolas Cage had an accident in his pants? Because we've all experienced it.
Yeah, this is not anything that I would want to go public with.
Here we go.
All right. Well, if you don't want to, so Betty White did. And that's where we'll leave that. Nicholas, thank you so much.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Ghost
guys.
Rider 2 is out coming up right now, and everybody's going to run out and see that thing, I'm sure. Nicolas Cage, a pleasure. We appreciate it, man.
Okay, thanks for having me on your show.
No problem. Thank you. See you later. There you go. Nicolas Cage, everybody.
Wow. Threw him for a loop on the last
I know.
question.
I want to tell people when I last
This was so inside the actor's studio until that.
Did that not seem fake?
Almost.
It did
Yeah,
at
at
first.
When he
first.
first started, I was like, that is too much.
Well, it's a
Cage.
pleasure. What? And when he's
Toledo
on,
punk us.
I know, that's how I
Anytime
feel like
in
maybe
Nicolas
Toledo
Cage.
punked us. 'Cause the first thing he says to Toledo is like, okay, we got 30 seconds. You'll go on with Eric John Brady. Excellent. Like, wait a second. Okay.
It's a dead-on impression.
I didn't even know it was that good. I thought I was really taking it over the top, but no.
He didn't miss a beat. Which
He's
is like, what makes
awesome.
you think like, oh, maybe this was a setup.
Top fiver.
Yeah.
That's a top fiver.
I thought he was going to be douchey, but
So did I.
he's actually really cool.
And he
Connery's
talked about
phone
everything.
is mystical.
It's effing mystical. That's what he said about Sean Connery. I tried to call you, but your phone is effing mystical. Yes. Man. You know what? We owe it to him to go see Ghost Rider 2.
Yep.
Damn it! I have to see Ghost Rider 2. No. I don't get
sit there
starstruck
for,
too easy. I think I am a little bit. I think I'm a little starstruck by Nicolas Cage. Because he's everything that you
He's done
see.
it all.
That seems like no longer acting.
And he's kind of a
Yeah.
nerdy dude because he's into the comic books and Lord of the Rings and all that stuff.
But when I watch like Wild at Heart or I watch a movie, I'm like, man, where is he? How deep is he digging to get this character? And I think he's just going, what's my line? It's the exact same way I'd say it in real life. Wow. There you go. Nicolas Cage, everybody. That was cool.
That was cool. Anyone else? Cool.
Awesome.
I hope the technical part of the broadcast went well.
I think it did.
We'll
I
find
think so.
out
All right,
in a
we'll
little
find
bit.
out. I hope
I
the
post
dump
it.
button works. We'll see. In internet listening, congratulations. You guys get all the F words because it's just awesome. So if you're interested in hearing a lot of F words, the internet will get you there. It's 7:33 in the morning sickness. Nicolas Cage. I mean, show's over. What are we going to do now? This is
People on
garbage.
text think it's a joke, too.
I-
That's
I-
John calling himself. You're
felt-
not Phil Hendry.
I know. Well, I've done it before with Sean Connery calling Sean Connery, but that was at the old station, and I promised not to do that anymore because I almost got sued.
You know it was real because the guy comes in. Oh, you gotta wrap.
Yeah, wrap it up, guys.
I'm surprised it went that long.
Me too. That was awesome. See if you can get him again later in the show.
Okay.
And we'll pretend we'll be Boffo and Cheeseball in the morning. We'll do another show. It's 7:33. It's 98 KUPD. Nicolas Cage, everybody.